I was thinking of this the other day too. Hey, you remember like when you were younger, if I don't know if there's like a Halloween party or if you were doing some theater play at your school or something, everybody has their costume on. You have to dress up in a costume. And then you're a little shy. You're like, oh, I don't know. Like, this isn't really who I am. What are the people going to think? You know, there's that kind of weirdness, you know. Because 5 days ago or something, I woke up in the morning and see, I've talked before about how the dimmer switch can be turned up or down in terms of these things that you've realized, truths that you've realized. So let's say the truth that we're talking about now is that we're not this body, that it's a costume, or God in drag, you can say. I don't know, I was super ethereal that morning, and I was like, this is like funny, like I can't take it off either though, like it's weird. And I was looking out the window and I seen others wearing their human costume, and then I was like, I didn't want to go outside. It was like embarrassing or something. I was like, I don't know, put dark shades on or something. Like, it was just weird. I didn't want to, it was like, this costume's silly, it's stupid. And, but then I realized, but nobody knows it. Like, nobody knows it. They're all walking around like, you know, it's like you're in the theater play or your Halloween costume and you keep it on. And then you just forget. You just forget. Somebody says, take your costume off. Or, do you realize you're wearing a costume? And like, what are you talking about, man? I'm like, yeah, it can be, life can be trippy sometimes. I was talking to a brother. That's why you got to be careful with plant medicine, too. And I've mentioned before in a video, you can't maintain, man, you can't be at a high self-realized state and keep this body. There's no way. You can't do it. And that's why, you see, plant medicine, man, it's not from this planet. There's no way it can be. It's on a whole nother level. It's almost like some higher beings stuck it here at some point, or made it grow so that it can accelerate one's evolution for those who are drawn to that, though. It's not for everybody. And somebody left a comment, I don't remember exactly what they said, but they're like, what do you think about plant medicine? Myself, I don't really think it's necessary. Yeah, no, nothing's necessary. It's all individual. Maybe for somebody else, meditation, that's their thing. Another person, they have more of a shamanic archetype. So they're drawn to that stuff, you know, maybe some both. Like, we don't know. God's show's diverse. But the medicine's like designed to open up channels that normally aren't open, and that you couldn't sustain that for a long time if these channels were open, because it would it's too much. So I was talking to the brother, and he'd just done some strong ayahuasca, and it just I told him, it's like, because you have these different dimensions: physical dimension, astral, causal. If the causal dimension starts to permeate through, you can say, this human level that you're on, too much or for too long, it's too much. It's too much. The synchronicities that you see, the interconnections of everything, the cosmic rhythm, like okay, a bird chirps, the ocean's waves, a car, and then somebody's having a baby somewhere, somebody's dying, somebody's killing, somebody's making love. How all that is part of a huge symphony. If you start to really see that, like, for example, it's like too much. So he was still coming off the effects of these channels being open, and then you're thinking about doing medicine more. And I'm like, bro, don't do anything for a little bit. You just chill for a little bit, get stabilized again, and then make your decision after that. You know? Because we're talking about God being in drag, I think. So everybody is this one source wearing these different costumes. And there's so many levels of consciousness there's infinite levels of consciousness that we can experience. But we got to be careful of some of those. The goal isn't to be like, well, number one, there is no highest level. They're infinite. There's always another level. There's always a deeper realization. Even whatever realizations you have now, they can deepen. So the goal isn't, there's not some end. The goal on this human level is more about balance. You gotta be balanced. This is so you can exist. Like, you're here for a reason. It's not about trying to like torture the body to cut out your limitlessness so that no, like we have to, the wisdom principle has to be activated along with our pursuit for growing spiritually. A lot of people miss that part. It's the mind that's fueling and driving their spiritual search, and so then it's not balanced. Somebody else who is balanced can see that, and they will also come to see it at some point, because it's coded in evolution. Whatever's not balanced is going to get seen at some point. So the point is to be grounded here. We got to be grounded. I remember when I did, for example, we're talking about how the channels, like, they shouldn't be open all the time. When I did some San Pedro some years ago, I just saw the whole astral dimension behind this dimension. All the spider webs and the geometry and the astral world's huge. It's much bigger than this dimension. So then, after the medicine wore off, I could still see that. Even right now, I can, but it takes strain. It's a little bit of strain. I have to, like, do something. I can't explain it, but I have to do something with my eyes, and it's strain. Because those channels aren't meant to be open. My eyesight got worse actually after after I did medicine for some years. I remember the first time I did medicine, the shaman walked by and asked me how I'm doing. I said, everybody should feel like this. That was my response. But then I also said, my eyes, there's like water coming out. He says, there's tears? I said, no, it's something else. So now I understand why. These channels opening, yeah, it can be good a little bit, but too much, it's put strain. It strains your system. So we gotta be careful about these things, So God in drag. Enjoy your drag, man. Enjoy your costume. You're only gonna wear it for a little bit. 70 years or less, we don't know. Don't try to escape this human character so much. Yeah, I know character is just human character, it's just a parent, but this is the character that the consciousness is wearing. It has its reasons for doing it. Enjoy your character. At the same time, give some attention to, you can say, the consciousness that's driving this car. Both. It's always both, because both is balance. You have your own destiny already. It's cut out for you. Let that be revealed. You can't force to know that. You can't mentally try to figure that out. Like, why am I here? What's the purpose? That will be like uncovered. Just look back on your life. Have you figured anything out? Whatever your career is, or your job, or your partner that you're married to, like, did you figure that out, or was it just revealed? See, we're getting back into the topic, is there really free will? I'm going to make a video on if there's no free will, what do? You just sit here and do nothing? Because again, when I hear those comments, it's the mind interpreting, because they haven't yet realized their own self. When you have a true realization, your own self, it comes with the whole package, and you understand things. But if you just listen to what somebody else says, you're either going to disagree, or you're not. It's not time to understand it. Let that be revealed to you. If we don't have the life force, it runs the show. It's doing everything. You can't just sit there and do nothing. That's my point. Try it. See how long you can sit there and do nothing. The life force is gonna make you go do something. But then the mind says, "Oh, I chose to do this." Did you really? Contemplate that. It's a good contemplation. So enjoy this theater play, because that's what it is. Still, do your self-remembering. Then you can enjoy it more, because then you're not attached to it. When you think this is all you are, this human bot, then things are going to matter a lot. And then when you watch the news, you're like, oh no, we got a lot of problems to solve. No, this is God's show. It's his cosmic movie that he made. He's running the show. Not the elites, not anybody, not you, not me. God's running the show. He impresses people's minds with certain thoughts and certain feelings, and then they carry out whatever they're supposed to do. And like any good movie, you need the heroes and the villains and all the extras and the set dressing. You need all that. It's only when we have identity, deep identity with these things, that then we can start to feel out of sorts and fearful. But that realization has to come organically. And if you, by listening to videos that speak to you, that you feel has some authenticity, that you can feel you're getting some darshan, some transmission, or books, or groups, do that. That accelerates the evolutionary process. I'll leave you with that. All right, see you.